Where am I? Charles Darwin? I can't even... You can't be real. I can't believe I'm meeting the Charles Darwin. Okay, I think I've calmed down, and thank you for the explanation of what is going on here. Okay, so we are back at your HQ and the AfterBits. Wait, what do you mean for my channel? Charles Darwin, my fan. How thoughtful. So this has been bothering me a little bit, but why don't you talk? Okay, I support that. These lists have purposes, sure. Lists are psychologically appealing, especially those that are rounded numbers. Charles, you have the internet. Quit being facetious. Charles, look! It's your wife! Are you scared? It's okay if you're scared. Anyway, you've created a list of 10, an aesthetically appealing number, of phenomena that science has yet to explain. Well, look at you being prepared. I know why you grouped them together. All these stories have one thing in common: undocumented evidence. Sure, there are an innumerable amount of species left undiscovered and, to our knowledge, a vast amount of land untouched by humans. However, a handful of low-quality photographs and a couple recordings of acoustic garble is hardly evidence for the aforementioned creatures. I'm not saying to not use imaginations or even to not remain skeptical of the existence or inexistence of those creatures. I'm saying that the magnitude of crazy that is put behind the actions of the people in the name of those creatures is the point. Okay, Charles, not quite following you here. It seems entirely possible, given the sheer number of animals migrating in any one migratory species. The animals that didn't make it from point A to point B in their migration would more than likely die, and the predisposition for the specific travel route via possibly very specific magnetic sensitivity would get passed on in the ones that did make it. I'm calm. Tinnitus, maybe? Only 2% of the people in the town of Taos, New Mexico that you reference in my notes here can hear it. That indicates either a sensitivity or a possible deficiency. Tinnitus is known to represent an invasive hum to the afflicted. The American Tinnitus Association states, people who experience tinnitus describe hearing different and sometimes changing and intertwining sounds like ringing, hissing, static, crickets, screeching, sirens, whooshing, roaring, pulsing, ocean's waves, buzzing, clicking, dial tones, or even music. Thanks, Charles. The storm on Saturn's North Pole, the red eye of Jupiter, and other such storms are awe-inspiring. However, as far as oceans not being on Saturn to prevent the formation of large storms and temperature spikes, Cassini's spectrometer reveals storms brewing up ammonia and water from below the surface clouds. This is a phenomenon known as size constancy. Size constancy happens all the time. If you look down the street and see a sports car about 50 feet away, and behind it, about 100 feet away, is a big SUV, you know the SUV is bigger, even though it produces a smaller image on your eye. One way that you can trick your mind out of the moon illusion is to bend over at the waist and look at the moon upside down through your legs. Okay, Scientific American states, cats purr during both inhalation and exhalation with a consistent pattern and frequency between 25 and 150 hertz. Various investigators have shown that sound frequencies in this range can improve bone density and promote healing. Could it be that cats have evolved to conserve energy by purring under certain triggers, therefore signaling biological processes to help them? I'm surprised that people believe in 100% of your research or that it can be 100% or 0% true. Right. The speed of light was found inconstant in a vacuum. That doesn't make Einstein an idiot. So it says here that people are confused about the complicated songs produced by humpback whales that were previously considered mating calls. These calls also attract males that can be learned by other whales as well. So why can't these songs be mating calls? Is it because they also attract male humpback whales? Does the god of humpback whales also have an undermining and stupid hatred towards the LGBT community? I support gay whales. I am pretty sure that I should have guessed this one was on here. The sailing stones are rocks in a desert. A few deserts have recorded them that move and can sometimes even rotate aside. The wind usually doesn't get quite high enough to push the rock on its own on the sand, but it is possible that the rain and water the deserts get during the winter form a small film that freezes. As the film freezes and thaws, the rocks move. Thanks, but I just have the internet, a search engine, and about 10 minutes. I guess that most people don't see the majority of folks around them attributing things to a deity that they force others to obey based on said attribution. I think that this might need its own video, but I'll cover it briefly. New quantum calculations as of this year allow for a universe without a Big Bang. Now, these calculations aren't meant to replace the theory of relativity, but rather complement Albert Einstein's theory and does not nullify a Big Bang. These equations also might be able to account for the presence and quantity of dark matter and dark energy, and are still under exploration. Yep. You have internet and a lot of time. I assume that you are abreast of a lot of information. You are a gentleman and a scholar, old man. Well, don't forget to rate, subscribe if you want, and comment your thoughts, questions for me or Charles Darwin, ideas, etc. Deuces.